One of our favorite travel destinations is the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We love these barrier islands off the Carolina coast, and I've created a lot of videos from the Outer Banks, also known as OBX, showing why we love the area so much. About a year ago, we went to spend a week in a different set of islands, the Florida Keys. This chain of hundreds of islands starts about 15 miles south of Miami and extends on towards the Gulf. When we returned from Florida, several friends asked how the Keys compared to the Outer Banks. So this video is to let you know how we would answer that question. But before we get into the details, let's start with this. Both the Florida Keys and the Outer Banks are awesome vacation destinations. They both have beautiful ocean views, historic sites to explore, lots of seafood to try, lighthouses, resorts, water sports, aquariums, and other wildlife viewing opportunities, and they both have laid-back island vibes. So they have a lot of great things in common. But now let's describe the experience awaiting travelers at each spot, so we can see some ways that they are different.
The Outer Banks are a series of barrier islands. That means they're basically sand dunes rising up out of the ocean. They're constantly on the move as the wind and waves slowly push the shifting sands westward. While they are expected to exist for decades to come, the Outer Banks as we know them are not permanent. The day is coming when they will cease to exist. But for now, they are a lot of fun. And they're not a super expensive destination. In fact, they were named the most affordable travel destination in the United States last year by one travel company. There are plenty of places to spend your money in the Outer Banks if you want to, but there are a lot of things to do and places to stay that are relatively affordable for such a popular tourist spot. If you're looking to have a great island vacation on a limited budget, the Outer Banks is, in general, an easier place to do that than the Florida Keys. The Outer Banks has about 200 miles of sandy beaches with lots of public access points. There are even a few beaches that have four-wheel drive access where visitors can drive their four-wheel drive vehicles on the beach. There are several fishing piers, as well as fishing charter boats. There are plenty of opportunities to rent jet skis, surfboards, paddle boards, and pontoon boats. You can even try out parasailing, kiteboarding, and hang gliding. The OBX area is known as the Graveyard of the Atlantic because of all the shipwrecks that took place due to shifting sandbars under the water. This provides opportunities to scuba dive down to explore the sunken remains of boats that never made it to the shore. If you like history, you can explore the lost colony of Roanoke, the first British colony in the New World. It didn't exist for very long before disappearing. Historians are pretty sure they know what happened to the colonists, though. But you can explore that mystery for yourself on Roanoke Island. You can check out the spot where the Wright brothers' first flight took place. There are also opportunities to learn about the previously mentioned shipwreck history, including the life-saving service that was created to rescue shipwreck survivors. And there's a lot to learn about the history of Native Americans in the Outer Banks and the history of pirates on these islands as well. As far as vacation accommodations go, the Outer Banks is more known for beach house rentals, but there are still plenty of hotels too, including a few really nice resorts. In addition to an aquarium, you can also see the wild horses of the Outer Banks, which can be found at the northern end of the islands in Kerala. And you can also find them at the southern end in Ocracoke as well. There are 5 lighthouses in the Outer Banks. Alice and I love checking out lighthouses, so this is a cool opportunity to see several in one vacation. You will need to do about 3 hours of driving and even take a ferry boat to see the last southernmost one if you want to visit all 5 lighthouses, so they're not super close together. The peak tourist season is the summer, and the islands can get very crowded in the summer. Traditionally, most OBX summer vacations run Saturday to Saturday, and traffic on that day in the summer can be terrible. In recent years, many, including us, have started their vacation on a Friday night or Sunday evening to help miss the heaviest traffic on Saturday. But the islands of the Outer Banks have just one main road from north to south, and everyone is going to have to travel some distance on that road, so pack your patience. I know it isn't possible for everyone, but if you are able, the Outer Banks is a great place to visit off-season. If you can travel in September through April or early May, prices will be even lower, and the crowds of tourists will be much lower as well. It's important to remember, though, that some businesses may close during the off-season, while some others may operate at reduced hours. And of course, if you travel off-season, much of that time is too cold to enjoy swimming in the ocean or in the hotel pool. But we still occasionally enjoy off-season trips to the Outer Banks. It's a beautiful and lovely place to enjoy some time away any time of year.
The Florida Keys do have about 1,700 islands stretching over 180 miles. Only 800 of them are named. Only about 30 to 40 of them are inhabited by humans. There are 42 bridges connecting the islands. If you're looking for lots of sandy beaches, you won't find that in the Florida Keys. We did see a beach area in Key West that is maintained with sand imported from the Caribbean islands. We understand there is a state park in the Keys that does have some natural beaches, but the Florida Keys are coral islands formed from the remains of ancient reefs left over from when they were once underwater. The edges of the islands are dominated by rocks and mangrove trees. Most of the resorts we stayed in had entry points if you want to get into the ocean, but you had to walk downstairs or climb down a ladder to get into the water. The Outer Banks has much more traditional sandy beachfront areas if that's what you're looking for. The most popular time to visit the Keys is late fall through the spring. If what you're looking for is warm winter weather, this is a great option. If you go in the summertime, prices will be lower and you will experience humidity and also potentially hurricane season. If you're looking for tropical vibes and weather, the Florida Keys are likely the best spot in the eastern United States, featuring warm, clear waters and laid-back Caribbean vibes, though they're not technically in the Caribbean region geographically. The Florida Keys can be very expensive. The most expensive resort we have ever stayed at is in the Florida Keys. We'll put a link to that at the end of this video. Hotels in Key West in particular can be very expensive, especially in the half of the year that makes up their peak season. Staying in Keys at the northern end, opposite of Key West, will provide more economical options. We found places to explore all over the Keys during our week there, but Key West is where many of the most popular Keys attractions can be found. It's also where there are the most popular nightlife options in the Keys. Many can be found along Duval Street, which is a cultural epicenter of the island. If that is important to you, the Florida Keys, and Key West in particular, may be a better choice than the Outer Banks, which is less known for its nightlife, though there are some options there as well, of course. The Keys are a great place to snorkel and scuba to explore coral reefs and unique sea life. I would imagine it is an awesome experience in the clear waters of the Keys. If you want to see the reef without getting wet, they do have glass-bottom boat tours of the Florida Reef as well. You can experience all the other water sports mentioned in the Outer Banks section of this video, but they are on average more expensive in the Florida Keys than in the Outer Banks. There are numerous historical sites to explore in the Keys. For example, we visited the abandoned Pigeon Key Island that once housed the men who constructed a railroad connecting the islands in the early 1900s. We visited Crane Point Hammock, which featured a couple of historic homes and a look at the biodiversity of the Florida Keys. We visited the Ernest Hemingway home in Key West, where the famous author lived and wrote for about a decade. And we toured a historic lighthouse in Key West as well. There are other historic spots, including President Truman's winter home, known as the Little White House, a couple of old military forts, and more. I mentioned the lighthouse we toured on Key West. If you're a lighthouse lover, the Florida Keys have 9 lighthouses, but only 3 are on land. The one we toured is the only one you can actually enter and climb to the top. 6 of the lighthouses in the Keys are out in the ocean, and you can only get near them via boat. There's no way to tour them. If you're interested in seeing some animals, there is a small aquarium, a turtle rescue hospital, a bird sanctuary, Theater of the Sea, which is a fantastic place that's like a mini SeaWorld without any rides. And if you go to Big Pine Key and No Name Key, you can visit key deer. They are the smallest subspecies of white-tailed deer and can only be found in the Florida Keys. So that is our comparison of these 2 fantastic sets of islands. The attractions you can see are similar at both destinations. The time of year you want to travel and your budget for the trip might be the 2 biggest determining factors, but you can't go wrong with either. If you're curious, I prefer the Florida Keys with its year-round warm temperatures and tropical vibes. My husband Jack prefers the Outer Banks and its traditional expansive beaches and sand dunes. So we're just going to have to keep going back to both of them. But we have playlists for you to learn more about each of these destinations, which could help you plan a trip. Click the links at the end of this video to check them out. And be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so we can see you the next time we're traveling through.